Morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to have a look at this Foshin good tank. This tank is an old meme, you know, with the name Fosh you. It's Foshin Grey. I'm gonna Fosh you up, etc, etc. It's still a fantastic tank. It's not a tank that I regularly play, and it's not a tank that it used to be a tank that everybody played. It was a fantastic tank, a really enjoyable tank. Now I'm talking when it was just a single gun, and it was a mega fun tank to play. However, a couple of years ago, Wargaming decided to give it a auto-loader that at the time I was like, yep, that's it. It is overpowered. The tank is now overpowered. I don't think the tank is now overpowered. People know how to deal with it, but it's still a fantastic tank. It's a Fosh-tastic tank. So it's a really enjoyable tank to play. It actually's got armor. Obviously, when you switch to the premium round, it is a lot easier to pen. But overall, I think the stats are really good on the tank. So let's just have a look at them and we'll get through into some games. So the hull is 180 millimeters. Of course, you angle, etc. You could get that a lot higher. Now, the DPM is 3,404 for an auto-loader. That is really good. That is medium level. You can bully medium with this tank. 3,400. That's one of the highest tank destroyers DPM in the game. Very high. And don't forget, I am running calibrated shells as well. So if you run the improved vents, you're not getting it up much higher, literally 47. But because it's an auto-loader, you must use calibrated shells, because if you use calibrated shells, then also your penetration becomes much better. So 3,405 DPM is very good. So it is an auto-loader. Magazine is 12.68 seconds. Now this is 2 shells, so 7.06 seconds in between each shell. So you shoot, 7 seconds later you shoot again, and then you only have to wait 12.5 seconds for your magazine to reload. So honestly, when you're playing it, it just feels that you are always reloaded, and when you are reloading, it doesn't feel long at all, not compared to those 20-second reloads or 15, 16, 17-second reloads. 12 seconds is actually really short. So the penetration standard with the calibrated shells is 294. That is a nice amount of penetration, along with 407 heat pen, which again, that should get through just about anything. Your HE pen is 99. So your standard alpha is 560. Don't forget that is every 7 seconds. So 560, 7 seconds later, you are doing another 560 damage. And then you've only got to wait 13 seconds or so for the next magazine. So very nice amount of average damage. Your heat as well is 545. So if you want to switch to the heat, you're only losing 15 damage, which is, you might as well shoot heat, because you're not losing that much damage. Literally 545, and your standard AP pen is 560, so you might as well shoot heat. Your HE is 680. So again, if you can get that HE out, you might as well. Aim time 3.8, which I don't think is too bad for what it is, and the dispersion is 0.335, and it only has 5 degrees of gun depression, which you do struggle with that 5 degrees, if I'm honest, in certain positions. Now the speed is also very nice at 50 kilometers per hour. So yeah, again, it's one of those tanks where you've got the Object 263, which was always known as the YOLO wagon, because it is so quick, it's got armor, and you used to just be able to rush in front to in front of the enemy, and you'd get a lot of bounces. Now this for me is the new YOLO wagon, or the newer YOLO wagon. You can do what the 263 can do, but sometimes even better. So yeah, it's because of the speed, you can literally play this tank how you want. I wouldn't play it with the heavies, front line with the heavies especially. If you're going with the heavies, I would honestly sit behind the heavies, let them get the shots, and then you get the shots into the red team. Or you can camp at the back because, again, you've got that reload, which we're going to have a game on Castilla where we do camp at the back and we do manage to get that damage. Or you can play it with your mediums. You can go with your mediums. You can bully the enemy mediums. But again, if you do that, you've got to be very, very careful because even though you have speed, you don't have a turret. So if you get caught in the middle of a map, they will be able to circle you because your traverse is okay, but not enough for a medium or a light tank to circle you or to stop them circling you. So if you do go with the mediums, be very, very aware and go with your team, go with your mediums and don't get caught out. So it's still a fun tank to play. It really is. I love playing the Foch. I really do love playing the Foch. So we're just going to get into some games we had, like not too many games, just to see how this tank plays. So straight away there, I did just forward it too fast, but we blind shot a Leopard 1, and again, then 7 seconds later. But because my team are not really here, you can see that there's a couple, the Jaegeru there, but the IS-7 is all on his own. So I really want to relocate into a different position. Otherwise, I'm just going to get caught out, and I don't really want to get caught out. So we're just going to sit here, relocate, go with my team a little bit, but I do sadly get shot, and I'm guessing there is the the FV4005 there. I think it might be the E4, something like that over there. I'm not quite sure what is over there. So we do lose a little bit of hit points. Now, I do try to go forward, but as you can see, you do struggle a little bit to get. Luckily, I did get my gun down enough to get that shot on the AMX-30B. But as I was poking out, I did get shot. But luckily, we did bounce those shots, so most of them shots. So because of that, we've now blocked nearly 900 damage. So if I wouldn't have blocked that, we would be a one-shot right now. So as you can see, the armor profile can work. It can work, and it's really, really troll. I hate the armor profile on the Foch. But again, if people switch to the premium rounds, they will be able to pen you. They'll easily be able to pen you. So just keep wiggling, keep moving, and you might be lucky in getting some bounces. So now, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. I don't know to go left. I don't know to go right. So we're just waiting. We know the 30B is there. So I do want to get a shot into him, especially now he is a one-shot. So we're just going to be patient, and we're going to see what he is going to do, if he's going to push forward. He does, and we get a beautiful shot into him. An absolutely beautiful shot into him. But that's really all that happens. I just wanted to show that shot, really. So moving on to the next game. Again, these games are not brilliant by all means. They're not the best of games, but this game in particular, again, we're just going to show you part of it because, as I've said, you can play it as a proper tank destroyer if you really wanted to. So we're going to miss this shot, or we're going to bounce this first shot. We do manage to track him, just at least to keep him into position, which then allows us to get this the second shot. But as you can see, even using heat, we still managed to get 599 damage. So you might look at that. If you've got enough credits, like me, I've got loads of credits. I've got enough. I don't mind using heat in this thing. I'm not ashamed. People always used to, not so much now, but rage at you for using heat, like you gold noob, blah, blah, blah. But I don't care. They can say what they want. At the end of the day, I want to guarantee my pen as much as possible. And if that means me using heat, then I am going to use heat. So now it's just a patient game. We know that there's a Yo there. We know that there's an IS-7 there. It is just about being patient. We do get that shot, but even there, look, an AP shot, 522. We did more with our heat. Second shot here. I don't think that actually hits. I'm not 100%, but it was very, very close if it missed. So again, we're just going to be patient for a little bit. The team are all over the place, to be honest. A few round by C. There's a few in the middle here. So now isn't a good time to push, but we do get that shot on the IS-7. And again, he's now in the open, so if he's going back, because my reload is only 7 seconds, we might as well go and get that shot into him. But yeah, it's very, very nice. And the best thing about this tank, because again, it's got good DPM, it's got good speed, you can rush in later on. If you want to play it like a tank destroyer, you can rush in later on and you could deal a lot of damage. So we're going to again get the shot on the AMX 50B there, and then he's gone. I don't know what he was doing, to be honest, but now he's gone. The other two tanks are very low hit points. My team are here. They can back me up, and now is when I start my push. So basically, I then go and die, and we do manage to win the game, but we still managed to get 3k damage. Like, we've done that, or 3.7k damage, and we've done that just by farming. We're literally farming. So as you can see, you can play it like a tank destroyer if you really want to. And also, another way to play it is just rushing with your team, which is exactly what we're going to do here. And I love these kind of games. I really do love these kind of games. It makes it fun. I prefer playing it like this than I do the previous game that you've just seen, where you're just being patient, farming damage at the back. Here, we're going to go as far forward with my team. Now, luckily, I only really do this because my team is with me. And you can see the enemy are capping base B. We know there's some on the right side, and we're just going to see what is in the middle here. So far, the Death Star has been spotted. My team are now pushing. The enemy team, the mediums and the heavy tanks, have all gone the other side. So we're all going to push this Death Star. Let's all push the Death Star. What's more fun than pushing the Death Star? Now, unfortunately for me, he does decide to shoot me, which is understandable. I'm probably the easiest pen, but he probably could have penned the T-57 with HE, but he went for me, and that is all he done. All my team literally are pushing together, except for that guy there. Not quite sure what that Type 71 is doing, but it's not bad for us because 5 of us or 6 of us are all pushing together. That Type 71 can hold the team there, and you can see he is holding the team for a little while at least. He's still alive. So he's actually keeping the team away, and he's still got hit points as well. So he's keeping 4 of the tanks away from us. So now we're going to push forward. We've managed to bounce 1 shot at the moment, and we're on 1800 damage. And there goes the Minotauro. So playing it like with your team, we're not really playing it as a medium. We're just playing it with the team. We're pushing front line with the team. Again, we're not pushing front line. We're here behind the Type 71, who somehow managed to stay alive, and we're also got this Object 268. So we're all really sitting together. Now, I'm not going to be stupid and go around this corner, because I know that it will be a difficult pen for that VK71. We're just going to be patient and sit behind this Type 71. He's the one with the armor, and we're just going to sit behind him. So we're going to play it smart here. But as soon as I know that we can push, he's now pushing. The other guys are pushing to the left, so I'm going to push the E100 just to get him gone, and then we can all attack these guys. So I've got 1 shell left. He's looking at me, don't really want to come out, but now there's just 2 tanks left. I don't really care. I want to get rid of this shell, and we do that with a nice 700 roll. And again, a very, very easy 3.8k damage. And that game was much more enjoyable to play. We all stay alive. That was really a good team game. And that is what you can do in the Foch. A very good tank, and definitely is a good line to, or good tank to grind. Not really a good line, but it's a good tank to play. And even the tier 9 Foch has fantastic DPM. Even more DPM than this, almost 4k. I think it's like 3,800, I can't really remember. Let's just have a look at the tier 9 Foch. Because I know it did have absolutely fantastic DPM. So what's it got? Yeah, 3,900 DPM for the tier 9 Foch. The tier 9 especially and the tier 10 are very, very enjoyable tanks to play. The rest of the line, not so fun, but that's still worth grinding to get the Foch, both the Foches. So let me know your thoughts on the tier 10 Foch, the Foch 155. Is it a tank that you still play? Or is it a tank that you've just got bored of? But it's still a tank that I absolutely love, and I do still enjoy playing it. It is a Foching good tank. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm Midzy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.